Edmonton Common. I'm Tom Gazzola. That's your EST Sports Update.
In Edmonton, looking for a high of 18 this afternoon. Could get a scattered shower through the morning, but looking to shape up like a pretty nice day to cap the week and head into a nice early fall weekend. Of course, as you pointed out, not just autumn yet, still in the summer, but we'll take the temperatures and the conditions when and if we can get them. Sobeys and Safeway Liquor Beer of the Week on the way. We're going to go down to Calgary right now, and you might be confused because our next guest will be donned in there he is, the orange and blue. It is an Oilers fan. There's a lot of them down there. I mean, yes. They populate. They walk among them down there in Calgary.
Very much do.
It is Ernie Tsu joining us now, co-owner of Trolley 5, brew pub, restaurant, a nice little place, great patio. I mentioned earlier I was there many moons ago, but we welcome Ernie into the show. Ernie, thanks for joining us this morning and taking some time. How you doing, sir?
I'm doing great. Thanks for having me, and congratulations to your Bills last night.
You know where to go here. You're warming my heart. It was a big win. I enjoyed it. The Tua stuff we don't need to get into, but he did throw a couple of picks before that concussion, and the Bills right now are cooking. I do personally believe the more underrated they are, the more out of the spotlight, the better it is for them. But you got the Oilers jersey on. You're speaking to me. You're speaking to the listeners and viewers this morning as well. But I just wanted to get in before we get into the drinks and the beer, doing a little research on your website, Trolley5, the number 5.com, and a really good website, very interactive and informative. But correct me if I'm wrong, you got into this whole industry based on a lie. Is that correct?
Yeah, I snuck into one of the biggest nightclubs in Calgary at 16 years old and started to grab a bus pan and just bust tables. And,
no.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, man. And when I was questioned, they're like, hey, did you get your paycheck yet? And I figured out the manager's names as I went along. I was like, oh, yeah, I talked to Cindy. She's got payroll coming because, when you're busing, you can you snake the bartenders for paying you to make sure their glassware is topped up. So I was just walking out of there with cash every night.
Just skimming it. No tax.
Brilliant.
Love it. Yeah. Well, that's and nice and crafty to get into this business and everything. And I mean, it's a great story. We always like to see how this comes about and how people kind of get the vision. And obviously, as you know, in this province, some places are a lot more newer than you guys. But 50 years of combined industry experience, yourself and PJ down there. As I mentioned, I was down there years ago. I can't even remember. But what's kind of changed, and what can people expect if they're planning to visit Calgary and Trolley 5, or for listeners and fans down there already? What does your place and brewery, restaurant, and everything offer that's maybe a cut above or slightly different than the rest?
Well, I mean, we've been very fortunate. All of our beers, every single beer that we've brewed has won at least 2 awards, either at the Alberta Brewing Awards, Canadian International Brewing Awards, or the Canadian Brewing Awards. Our music program has definitely gotten a lot more intense this year in 2024 to get our local musicians back on track after, I know COVID seems so long ago, but it's still taking a long time to try to get our local music scene back up to par. So, for us, it's about making sure that we're still very involved in the community around us. Food bank is massive for us. So nice. We do have another, 2 big charity events that we're going to be lining up here in the next few weeks to get our food bank topped up before winter, which is so important as well.
I know a couple, Shauna Jefferson and Danae Meyer, I think, have been down there a couple times with a few musical acts. But that's kind of our connection there. It's good to hear, man. And again, your story and everything is certainly unique. If we can get cracking these cans, I guess. Again, this is Sobeys and Safeway Liquor Beer of the Week. Ernie Tsu joins us, co-owner of Trolley 5 down in Calgary. You're with Lieutenant Eric and Tom Gazzola here. But where would you like to start on this candy lineup? I know we got the beer of the week, the Rose Gose.
Yeah, the Rose Gose, or for us guys, be the Brose Gose, keep it inclusive, right? So the Rose Gose, fresh raspberries, pink Himalayan sea salt. It doesn't come off like a normal sour, really, really crushable. super sessionable, and it can be drank year round. So we're very blessed to be part of Sobeys Beer of the Week, as well as have them listing us, all of our SKUs, all of our beers over at their stores. So it's a big feature this week on Flyer, and we're pretty excited for this beer. Yeah, you'll get Gazzola, you'll get some good raspberry notes to the nose, but if you look at the color, that's natural. It's not like a sugary syrup that we've thrown in there. So yeah.
It's a pleasant looking beer. Yeah.
It is pleasant looking. I would always go down to my Nono's Cantina where he made his own wine, and there was always beer down there. And I get the rosé, but I'm like, oh, this smells like Nono's Cantina, and that was always a fun sojourn into the cantina.
To Nono's Cantina.
Yes, salute.
So you'll get like light tartness, but it's more effervescent. It's super crushable, light.
It doesn't
on the
make you kind of
side, and not
fresh at the
super
end.
sweet.
Yeah. I really, and you know what? That like Nono's Cantina and his wine, that was tasty.
That's great. No, and again, as I said, 18 today. Summer's not over yet, and this is a nice, delicious one. To I mean, even the wasps will be all over this one if you're
I like
outside.
The salt. You talk about the salt, Ernie, and I like that in there.
Yeah, so it's made with fresh raspberries and pink Himalayan sea salt.
Yeah.
So we're using pink Himalayan sea salt in it to give it that nice balance between the fruit and the beer.
What comes off the back end of this one here, Ernie? We got a couple others here: the Rolling Stone Fruit Blonde and the Cloudy Days Hazy Pale Ale. Yeah,
the Cloudy Days Hazy, silver at the Canadian International Brewing Awards. Very bright golden yellow in color, traditional haze, but more on the melon cantaloupe side. So we try to make sure all of our beers have that fruit forwardness to them off of the hops that we're using in our beers, but to make it sure that it's very approachable as well. So, running at 5%, very easy to drink and can be drank again year round on a patio, or still comforting during the winter or the fall.
Well, to patio season.
Patio
I mean,
season,
it's still going
down,
strong.
Still got it, yeah.
You were out last night. And
cheers.
Yeah. Patio season still rolling well in Edmonton as well, which is great to see for our restaurants. So,
what's your patio in terms of you just go until you can type of thing, like fit and feel for you guys?
Yeah, we've got the extended patios, and we're fortunate at Trolley 5. We have a patio that does have a somewhat of a roof over top of it. Nice. So as soon as it's +5 or more, our patio is packed. We open it up every chance we get.
Ernie, how would you describe the finish again on the Cloudy Days? Because it's a bit different, it feels like.
Yeah, you're going to get a little bit of that melon cantaloupe at the end on that finish. Mm-hmm. There isn't a big skunkiness like some of the hazies that are out there. So it's not more of a New England style. It's more of a West Coast style. So a little bit more easier to drink. And then there's a little bit of citrus at the end of it as well at that finish.
We got some fan chiming in here on the YouTube chat. Rob from the Grove says, "Nice. Wonder if Ernie announces an Edmonton expansion on the show today with the bless emoji here. Maybe just a dream, a wish. In his regard, I'll leave that to you." Gene's Apprentice says, "My Nona's wine was like vinegar," and the pukey emoji.
My Nona's wine wasn't like vinegar, but it had that same rosé finish, and I was like, I know this scent and I know this taste, but the beer was way better.
But just quickly on that, Ernie, I know you guys, that's Trolley 5 is down there. Any thoughts of just kind of blossoming the business or kind of moving outward somewhere else?
Oh man, we did expand into a big 20,000 square foot production facility and distillery. So our focus is there right now. Yeah. We have talked about going up to Edmonton because it's well known that I'm a big Oilers fan, so I'd love to be going to more of the games out there. But right now, we're just focused on our expansion.
Love it. Let's get to this this final one here. It is the where did I have it here? The Rolling Stone Fruit Blonde, 4.8%. But what can you tell us about this one here, Ernie?
Yeah, the Rolling Stone Fruit Blonde is exactly as it's described. It's stone fruit. So we got mango, apricot, and peach with black cherry rolling in this beer. To the nose, you'll get more of the mango to the nose, but then in the mouth, you would like the black cherry and the apricot comes a little bit more forward. I like to, like, after I take a sip, I like to keep my mouth closed and then breathe out through my nose to get everything rolling in the back, as opposed to the old school, like breathing in and taking air in. So keeping the mouth closed. And it's funny you bring up wine. Like you do this with wine and you pick up a bottle of wine that says, hey, you're going to get hints of black cherry and chocolate to this wine. You never really get it until you actually try to keep your mouth closed and breathe out through your nose. You'll capture all of the fruit that's trapped in the Rolling Stone, 100%.
Let's do that now.
In honor of you joining us too, Ernie, to the Oilers and to you and everybody down there at Trolley 5, my friend.
Cheers.
Thank you so much.
There it is.
Oh, yeah.
There it is. I like that trick.
I'm using that one if we can. Yeah,
Yeah.
we're going to borrow that.
So use that trick with everything: Scotch, whiskey, wine, champagne. Right? It'll cut through all that crap that you think is on the label, but then you actually get the flavors.
I love the black cherry too.
Oh, yeah.
I love it.
It's nice. I wanted to get to one more thing before we let you go, and I always like to peruse the menus that you guys have, pairing the food with the beer and everything. A great menu, once again, trolley5.com, the 5, a number 5, numerical version. But I'm looking at the Biggie Smalls Bites, the Bop Lifestyle and Bowls, the smoker options. You got some dim sum here, boombox burgers and sandwiches. What's kind of your specialty for people who maybe haven't been there yet, looking to try your place out, and what can you kind of lead them to on the food menu that would be something of your favorite?
Well, we've got a lot of awards for our brisket and our turkey. Our smoker is a 350 pounder upstairs, and then our dim sum. My family owns the Silver Dragon down here in Chinatown for over 56 years, and for us, it's like, why not? Why can't you have beers and dim sum in one place? So the dim sum is made on site. It's handmade, and it's super, super popular. Absolutely.
Great stuff. Look,
Delicious.
I'm reading this all, and I'm getting working up a hunger, especially after these nice beers. Once again, the deal is these Rose Gose, or would you say the Brose?
Rose,
Rose Gose.
Rose Gose. Yeah, it's a bit of a tongue twister after a few.
I like it.
But that's the beer of the week. Sobeys 4-pack, $12.99. You save $2.50 as well. Ernie Tsu, thank you very much for joining us. Continued success in what you guys are doing down there, and I'm going to have to revisit the place sometime soon.
Absolutely. Let me know when you guys are coming down. It's a great place to watch any game for
Love
sure.
it.
So
Go Oilers.
Cash says he did that during the playoffs.
Yes, that's
texted
your
in.
place.
Yep.
Your place to go if you're an Oilers fan
That's
down
right.
in Calgary. Thanks so much, Ernie.
cheers, guys. Thanks you so much.
Thanks, Ernie. Delicious.